going on, everyone? You definitely got a friend in me today, because today we're going to be going back into my Toy Story series. The journey to Toy Story 4 is here as I go through and revisit and review each and every Toy Story film, but also just doing some standalone Toy Story videos in this series leading up again to Toy Story 4. This week around, we're going down and diving into Toy Story 2. And if you guys are new here and you guys are big Toy Story fans or in general just fans of geeky content or early movie reviews, you guys can definitely find all that over on this channel. And plus, you guys can definitely go over to Amazon Films on how to see films early. Toy Story 2, there is a lot of sweet nostalgic stuff to this film personally for me. This is the first film I ever saw in theaters, and I really, once you get older, you start to forget a lot of your memories from when you were a child. But for some reason, this is one of those where I never forgot. Like, I remember going to the movies for the very first time to see this film. I was really nervous because my family did not tell me where we were going at all. We walked into this big building. It was really dark. There was these giant posters everywhere. Even going further into this movie theater, there were standees. There were all these things that, to a younger kid, was kind of scary. And once we finally sat down in the movie and Toy Story came on screen, I knew exactly where we were. We were in a movie theater. And in that moment, it was a memory that I will truly never forget. And I'm getting a little teary-eyed now because, again, Toy Story 2... just like this whole series, this is my favorite franchise of all time. If you didn't watch my review for the first Toy Story, I'll make sure to link it down below or up top. I loved the first Toy Story. I still love the first Toy Story. It is one of my favorite films, and this whole franchise is still one of my favorites. I think each and every one is perfect. The thing about Toy Story 2, though, for me, is that as a child, I would watch this film so much that I hadn't seen this film for probably 7, 8 years going on right now. And again, diving into this film again to rewatch it after it's been so long, I knew I really liked it, but, I never hold it up to 1 and 3. I gotta say, I'm absolutely dumb for saying that. This is just as good as 1 and 3. Personally, I even think it's maybe even better than 1. Toy Story 2 ups the ante on every single level, and instead of kind of having a horror genre to this one, just like how the first one had, and it still had a very nice message to kids about being forgotten and where you go on that, Toy Story 2 takes that same message, pushes it up another ante, and also touches on even more aspects of that thing of being forgotten when certain aspects, and when just kind of, instead of like, I look at Toy Story 1 as like if you're getting a new sibling or maybe a new friend comes in, you're worried about being forgotten from your family or just in general your other friends. Toy Story 2 for me kind of establishes the same feeling, but what happens when you grow up? Do people move on from you? Do you move on from your certain relationships? And I think that's something that Toy Story 2 really dives into, especially with a new character, with Jessie. Jessie's character has some of the most emotional stuff in this. That whole 3-minute sequence within this film of Jessie and talking about her past and where her owner was and why she's so afraid of wanting to be played again with a kid, it all dives into that. And it's so emotional that it kind of broke down me. I mean, as a kid, I remember really always thinking that was kind of the slowest moment, but grown up now, I mean, it moves you to tears, and a lot of the film actually does that a lot. I really do like that this film kind of tackled more of an adventure, spy type of genre for this one. I mean, Buzz and the gang are going on a journey, an adventure itself, to go and save Woody, who has been stolen and kidnapped from an evil toy collector from Al's Toy Barn. Now, this, again, just the whole story in general is, again, it has its emotional moments, it has its very funny moments, but everything that Woody goes through, you start to understand his basicness, what he's going through, and kind of his mentality of this whole situation. Again, it goes down all to that forgotten aspect, because we do see earlier in the film where he gets ripped and he gets put on a shelf and he finds Wheezy, who everyone forgot about. And a little bit depressing on that. I was really happy to see that Wheezy got saved, but again, depressing. Film dived in so much more into that aspect, not just within Woody's past, but in general, the whole group's past. I love this adventure with Buzz and the two subplots that kind of have running parallel at once. You have Stinky Pete, Bullseye, Jessie, and Woody's story, and then you have Buzz, Ham, Mr. Potato Head, Slinky, and of course Rex going on the adventure to find him. There are many hilarious moments with Buzz in the group where Buzz fights an alter ego Buzz just like him, but he doesn't know he's a toy, so they're fighting on that whole aspect. There's a lot of cool elements in that in Al's Toy Barn. Of course, Zurg comes to life, and they play off a lot of Star Wars tropes with that relationship with Buzz and Zurg, and of course, them crossing the street with the cones is still one of my favorite Pixar moments. It's really adrenaline rush, and even though I know they're always safe each and every time, when Mr. Potato Head gets his little foot stuck on the gum, I do get a little stressful. Humor that all entails within that group is so special. The animation in this film is is bumped up to another notch. And Woody's whole storyline also within this film is just emotional. And again, that is where a lot of the messages come from. Again, even the new characters in here, where either you're talking about Stinky Pete, Jessie, and Bullseye, those three characters themselves are fantastic in their own right. I even really like the antagonist in this film with Al. I think he is, he's persistent. And I like this character because you kind of understand where he's coming from. There's even some stuff to feel bad about him. Even though he did kidnap Woody from the garage sale, you still kind of feel for him towards the end of the film. Again, so much fun to be had in this movie. It's clever, it's smartly written, and overall, it's just as good as the first Toy Story, if not better. Emotional stakes in all in this. It's a great adventure film. It's opened up the world more to the world of toys and Toy Story itself. And in general, every time now, I went back and rewatched this film like a couple days after I'd rewatched it already. And I just fell in love with it again. This goes and cements itself to why Toy Story is one of the best franchises. And of course, leading up to Toy Story 3, which we're almost there and I'm going to be reviewing, it's an emotional journey for me because I grew up, this was the series for me, and it's still one of my favorite franchises. And with all that said, I'm going to give Toy Story 2 an A+. What you guys' thoughts are on Toy Story 2? Do you guys love this film? Do you hate it? Do you dislike it? Are you not a fan of Toy Story? Let's talk about it down below in the comments. But if you are a fan of Toy Story, I am doing a special video series on this channel again that I'm doing my journey to Toy Story 4. There's one video I'm putting together with a bunch of YouTubers, and I want you to be a part of it. If you have any video skills in general or just recording videos, I want you to be a part of this video. If you are a big fan of Toy Story, I want you guys to send me a video, hit me up on Twitter, @PopeTheKing, and hit me a message and say, hey, Zach, I want to be a part of your Toy Story video. I'll give you the details all in it that entails, but I can't wait to have you guys a part of that. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. Can't wait to talk with you guys down below, and until next time, stay classy.